Welcome to this 30-minute morning nourishing Vinyasa yoga floor. This is a dynamic practice to help us call upon positive and empowering energy so that we can shine from a space of love and light. Together, we will have the opportunity to drop out of the mind and tune into the body, reconnecting with our breath as we cultivate a space of harmony and inner gratitude. We'll begin today's practice in a comfortable seated position. You might like to join me in Sukhasana easy pose. Closing the eyes, lengthening the spinal column, rolling the shoulders back and down. And let's begin by taking 3 mindful breaths. Inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling, letting go. With every subsequent exhalation, giving yourself permission to soften, to surrender. Allow yourself to honor whatever arises for you today on the mat. Reminding yourself that this is a safe space for you to be just as you are. On your next exhalation, mindfully lower your left ear towards your left shoulder. Guide your chin towards your left collarbone. Chin to chest, softening the facial features. Inhale, center, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Noticing the stretch along the side of your neck. Chin to right collarbone. Chin to chest. Inhale, center, roll the shoulders back. On your next inhalation, reach the arms skyward, stretch the torso, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. And again, inhale, creating space, calling in love and powerful energy. Let's go for one more round. On your next exhalation, lower your left palm onto the mat and come into a side bend, keeping the collarbones broad. Inhale, center. Exhale, right palm down, lateral spinal flexion. Beginning to mobilize the spinal column. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, spinal twist to the left. Right palm on your left knee as you gaze behind you. Inhale, center. Exhale, spinal twist in the opposite direction. Slightly tucking your chin towards your chest to help you lengthen the back of your neck. On your next inhalation, return to center. Release the arms. And let's come onto all fours in our tabletop position, Vinyasa. Taking a moment to align your hips with your knees and your shoulders with your wrists. On your next inhalation, lower the belly, open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, curl and round the spine, chin to chest as you guide your tailbone towards the earth, separating the shoulder blades. Inhale, spinal extension, cow pose. Exhale, spinal flexion, cat pose. Creating some beautiful waves with the back. Really allowing the breath to guide you throughout this practice. Knowing that you can always change the tempo, Take rests when you need. Let's go for one more round in each direction. Returning your spine to a neutral alignment. From here we'll find some gentle hip circles. So beginning to raise your left knee, opening it out to the side, lowering it down and scooping it around. Keeping the rest of the body stable here. If this is your first bit of movement for today, this could feel a little sensitive, a little tight, and know that that's okay. This is an invitation to check in with yourself and notice how the body is responding to this movement. Okay, let's swap the direction of our circles. Keeping the core engaged here. Lengthening the neck. Creating one more circle. Well, it's on. Return to tabletop. And when you're ready, let's find our circles in the opposite direction. Moving in any way that feels right for you. Let's go for 2 more circles in this direction. When you're ready, swapping the direction. Noticing if there are any differing sensations between the left and right sides of the body. One more circle. Lowering your knee down, keeping the feet separate, shins are parallel. Let's send our hips back into child's pose, melting the belly, the chest towards the mat as you reach the arms out in front. Press into your palms and on your inhalation, curl and round the spine as you roll forwards, lowering the pelvis onto the mat, bending the elbows, or opening the chest, cobra. On your exhalation, send the hips back, child's pose. We'll flow through this a few more times. Inhale, spinal flexion. Lower into Bhujangasana, coming into our spinal extension. Exhale, send the hips back, Balasana, finding our spinal flexion. Now, if this variation feels like a little bit too much today, you could always transition between cat pose and cow pose. Let's go for one more round. We'll pause in cobra. From here, tuck the toes under, raise the pelvis. Let's come into our up dog. Opening the heart space, keeping the core switched on. And on your exhalation, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. You might like to find stillness or movement here, honoring your energy levels for today. Perhaps that means swaying the hips from side to side, or maybe it means slowing down and noticing the breath. On your next inhalation, float your left leg up, three-legged dog. Externally rotate the hip, keeping the upper body stable. Flex your knee, guide your heel towards your glutes, and let's again find our knee and our hip circles. Really working within your range of motion for today. Keeping the tripod foundation stable. Let's go for one more in this direction. And swap the direction of your circles. Continuing to press firmly into the index fingers and the thumbs so that we are supporting our wrists here. Beautiful. Re-extend your leg, three-legged dog. On your exhalation, step your left foot towards the outer edge of your left hand, coming into our lizard pose, Uttanapristhasana. It might feel nice to shift your weight forwards and backwards, feeling a beautiful release for the hips. Know that you can always lower your back knee onto the mat. And if you'd like a strength-based practice today, you can keep that leg active. You can keep it elevated. You might like to join me in lowering onto the forearms. If it's in your practice, you can externally rotate your left hip, rolling onto the blade edge of your left foot as we come into Sun Lizard. One breath here. Mindfully release, re-extend the arms, tuck the back toes under, straighten your back leg, and let's step back to down dog. Inhale, raise your right leg, three-legged dog. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Externally rotate your hip, bend your knee, and let's find our gentle hip circles. And swapping the direction of your circles. Doing your best to keep the shoulders stable, creating length between the earlobes and the shoulders. On your next inhalation, re-extend your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot to the outer edge of your right hand, finding your expression of lizard pose. If possible, finding the same variation that you took on the other side so that we are creating a space of inner harmony. And if that's not possible for you today, just working with what you can do. Using this as an opportunity to practice compassion and loving kindness towards yourself, towards the breath, and towards the body. If you're on your forearms, mindfully re-extending the arms, tuck the back toes under, step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand, coming into Malasana, Garland's pose or our Yogi squat. Placing the triceps against the inner seams of your legs, palms at heart center, opening up the hips. With every inhalation, finding length, opening the chest. And with every exhalation, engaging the pelvic floor. If you'd like to turn this into a twist, reaching the arms out on a diagonal, gazing up, and perhaps interlacing your fingers together behind your back, behind your leg, finding a bind. Mindfully release, re-extend the arms, exhale, palms at heart center. Inhale, stretch your arms out in the opposite direction. Maybe you stay there, maybe you find a bind. Whatever variation you assume, do your best to keep your weight evenly distributed across both feet, across both sides of the body. Release the arm bind, join the palms at heart center. Press into your heels and let's rise up into a wide-legged chair pose. Sending the hips back, spine is long, reach the arms out in front. Turning on the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. Exhale, straighten the legs, palms at heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, Yogi squat, Malasana. Lower the palms onto the mat. Step back to plank pose. Lower the knees. 8-limb staff pose. Inhale, cobra, bhujangasana or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking 3 mindful breaths here. Mindfully lower your knees to the earth, come up into a kneeling position, and we'll explore our camel pose, Ustrasana. Palms behind your sacrum, fingertips facing towards the earth, drawing the elbows and the shoulder blades together, turning on the core, pushing the hips forwards as you begin to arch the upper region of your back, opening the chest, gazing up. Mindfully release. Relax the arms, roll the shoulders back. If that was enough for you, you can definitely re-perform our baby camel. Well, let's come into a full expression. Palms behind the sacrum, arching the back, and one arm at a time guiding your hand towards the corresponding heel or the ankle. Continuing to push your hips forward, so we want to keep our hips aligned with our knees. The core is switched on to support us here. And the glutes are lightly contracted, but it's really the back that's working here. Arms are extended. You can choose to stay here in your static camel. Let's come into a dynamic camel. Releasing one arm at a time, opening the chest, gazing up. Lowering the hips towards the heels as you scoop the chest forwards and around, and grab a hold of the opposite heel with the opposite hand. Finding a beautiful heart opener here. This is a wonderful, empowering asana to help us find our inner courage, to help us show up with confidence and authenticity. Allow this posture to be whatever it needs to be for you. Taking one more mindful breath here. If you're in a dynamic camel, you might like to return to your camel. And when you're ready, palms on your sacrum, mindfully elevating the torso, sinking the hips towards the heels, and resting for a moment in diamond pose. Realigning the spine. When you're ready, melting forwards as we come into a nice counter posture, child's pose. For this variation, you might like to keep your thighs and your knees together, and perhaps extend the arms the length of the body. Okay, friends, reaching the arms out in front, pressing into the palms, rising up and returning to downward facing dog. Connecting with the breath. On your inhalation, raise the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest, and step your right foot between your palms. Pivot your back heel in on a diagonal. Let's rise into our Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. Squaring off the hips, aligning your front knee with your ankle, and pressing into the blade edge of your back foot. On your next exhalation, mindfully pivot the body to the left as we come into our Warrior Two. So we're maintaining that 90-degree angle with our front knee on the earth. Now the front heel is roughly aligned with the arch of the back foot. Arms are spread out wide at shoulder height, gazing towards your front hand. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower your forearm to your thigh. Raise your left arm up on a diagonal extended side angle, Uttita Parsvakonasana. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, Sun Warrior. Glide your left arm down your left leg, opening the side body. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, extended side angle. Let's go again. Inhale, rise up, Warrior Two. Exhale, Sun Warrior. Once more, let's transition straight into our extended side angle. And now let's exhale and transition directly into our Sun Warrior. Maybe hinging the torso a little further back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, right palm on the inner seam of your right foot. Reach your left arm up on a diagonal, finding a deeper expression of this stretch, pressing your right shoulder into your right knee. Mindful breaths. Staying present with any tension, any sensation. Mindfully extending your front leg, and let's come into a triangle pose, Trikonasana. You can definitely heel toe your back foot in a few centimeters. Maybe support your weight by placing your hand along your shin, your ankle, lengthening both sides of the waist. On your inhalation, rise up, and let's find our reverse triangle, gliding your left arm down your left leg, gazing up. Inhale, raise the torso. Return to Warrior Two, bending your front knee. Exhale, Sun Warrior. On your inhalation, rise up, cartwheel the arms forwards, frame the front foot, step back to plank pose, Phalakasana. Find your flow. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Upward Dog or Cobra, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, open the chest. Exhale, send the hips back, Downward Dog is where we meet. Let's find this flow on the other side. On your next inhalation, reach your left leg up, coming into three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest, and gently step your left foot between the palms. Pivot your back foot, rise up into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana, squaring off the hips, channeling energy upwards. Mindful breaths. On your next exhalation, pivot to the right, Warrior Two, knowing that you can always adjust the distance between your feet, reminding yourself that you're never resigned to a single posture. You can always take modifications. You can always take a break. On your exhalation, glide your right arm down your right leg, Surya Virabhadrasana. Keeping the hips low, keeping a generous bend in your front knee. Well, it's on. Inhale, rise through Warrior Two. Lower your forearm onto your thigh, and let's come into our extended side angle. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Sun Warrior. Inhale, rise. Exhale, extended side angle, Uddita Parasvakonasana. Staying light to top of your forearm, using core strength here to support you. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Sun Warrior. One breath here. Well done. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, extended side angle. Option to keep your forearm where it is, or lower your palm onto the inner seam of your left foot, sinking those hips low, creating a beautiful diagonal line from fingertips to the foot. One mindful breath here. When you feel ready, straightening your front leg, maybe heel toeing your back foot in slightly, finding your expression of triangle pose. Engaging the core and the inner thighs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reverse triangle. Glide your right arm down your right leg. Gaze skywards. Inhale, rise. Rebend your knee, find your Warrior Two. Exhale, Sun Warrior. Inhale, rise up, windmill the arms. Palms on either side of your front foot, square off the hips, plank pose. Find your Vinyasa. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, heart opener. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. Inhale, raise your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, guide your right knee across the body towards your left elbow. Extend your right leg out to the left, reach your left arm up, fallen triangle. If you'd like an added bonus, keep that leg hovered, or you can lower the foot down. One mindful breath here. Breathing into any regions of sensation. Well done, my friends. Left palm on the earth, square off the hips, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Lower your back knee down as you place your foot on the mat. Rise into low crescent moon, Anjaneyasana. Feeling a beautiful stretch for the left hip flexors. Creating space. Exhale, fingertips on the earth. Straighten your front leg. Let's come into our half monkey, Ardha Hanuman. Flexing your front foot, left palm on the earth. Inhale, raise your right arm, spinal twist. Continuing to draw your right hip down towards the mat. Exhale, palm on the earth. Maybe you stay upright, or if you'd like to deepen this stretch, begin to melt your heart towards your right leg, lengthening the posterior chain. And this is a really deep stretch, so it's perfectly natural if you notice quite a bit of sensation here. Mindfully rebend your front knee, palms on the earth. Tuck the back toes under, raise your back leg and rise into high crescent moon. One breath here. Exhale, palms on the earth. Step back to plank pose, find your flow. Or if you'd like, you can head straight to your downward facing dog. Taking one breath in, down dog. And when you're ready, inhale, float the left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Extend your left leg out, reach your right arm up. Prasarita Tarasana, fallen triangle. Raising the hips. Maybe you keep that leg covered, maybe you lower the foot down. Find what works for you. Maybe you smile, or maybe you just remember to breathe here. While it's on, right palm on the earth, raise your left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Gently step your foot between your palms, lower your back knee down, and let's find our low crescent moon. Smiling up towards the universe, welcoming in a new day of wonder, a new day of possibility. On your exhalation, lower the fingertips down. Send the hips back, straighten your front leg, half monkey, half split. Right palm on the earth, inhale, raise your left arm, open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, left palm on the earth. If you'd like to take this further, melting your heart towards your front leg. Re-bending your front knee, fingertips on the earth, elevate the back leg. Reach your arms up, high crescent moon. Feeling the strength of the full body. Using this posture as an opportunity to anchor into this moment. Palms on the earth, step back to plank pose, find your flow. Downward facing dog is where we meet. From down dog, lower the knees down, cross the legs, come onto your sits bones, extending both legs out in front. Maybe stretch out the legs, find some internal and external hip rotations. Now let's keep our right leg straight, bend the left knee, and place the sole of the foot along the inner seam of your right thigh. Maybe you stay upright, or if you'd like to take this stretch further, coming into a forward fold, one palm on either side of your leg, aligning your sternum with the middle of your leg, melting forwards. Allowing this to be a passive stretch in the upper body, giving yourself permission to round the spine, relax the head. Breathe. With the support of your hands, mindfully rise up, roll the shoulders back, straighten the left leg, take any movement between sides that feels right. And when you're ready, right foot towards the inner seam of your left thigh, finding your expression of head to knee pose, Janu Sirsasana. On your inhalation, mindfully rising up, re-extending your right leg. From here, scooting forwards towards the top end of your mat. Let's come into our boat pose Navasana. Shins are parallel to the earth. Reach the arms out in front. Lower the shoulders. Hinge the torso back on a diagonal. If you'd like, you can always straighten your legs. Taking one mindful breath in boat pose. Well done. Bend the knees, soles of the feet on the earth, palms on your shins. Inhale, open the chest, find length. Exhale, curl and round the spine, chin to chest. And again, finding a gentler variation of our cat and cow. Let's go for one more round. Keeping the spine rounded, with the support of your hands, gently lower down, resting your back, your head on the mat, guiding your heels in close to the glutes, arms extended the length of the body. And let's prepare for bridge pose. Grounding into your heels. On your inhalation, raise the hips, the lower back, the mid back, squeezing the glutes. Maybe interlacing your fingers together behind the back, drawing the shoulder blades close to one another. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. If you're in the arm bind, gently releasing and lowering down one vertebra at a time. Cross your right ankle atop of your left thigh, flex your foot. Guide your left knee into the chest as we come into our supine pigeon pose, Supta Kapudasana. Pressing your sacrum into the mat. Softening the upper body. Keeping the legs as they are. Lower your left foot down to the earth, relax your arms, press into your foot, raise the hips and move your pelvis over towards the right side of your mat. Cross your right leg atop of your left and gently lower your legs over to the left. You might like to cactus the arms at shoulder height, continuing to press your right shoulder into the mat as we come into a beautiful and deep spinal twist. Softening the belly, and allowing yourself to breathe with ease. On your next inhalation, raise the legs, uncross the legs, return both soles of the feet to the earth, and let's find our pigeon pose on the opposite side. This time, left ankle atop of right thigh. Releasing the arm bind, right foot on the earth. Raise the pelvis, guide your hips over to the left, and let's find our spinal twist. This time crossing left leg atop of right and guiding your legs over to the right. Deciding how you would like to position the arms, the upper body. When you feel ready, gently releasing from your spinal twist, guiding both knees into the chest, perhaps swaying from side to side. And we'll come into Happy Baby Ananda Balasana. Knees are towards the earth, towards the armpits, grabbing a hold of your feet, your legs. Maybe you'd like to stretch your legs. Maybe you'd like to find movement here. Whatever variation you assume, we'll be here for about 3 mindful breaths. Mindfully guiding the knees in towards the chest. And when you're ready, let's prepare for our final asana, Savasana or corpse pose. Relaxing the legs, softening the arms, closing the eyes, letting go of all that no longer serves you. And giving yourself permission to receive the nourishing benefits of our practice. Attuning to the rhythm of your breath as you begin to let go. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like, whether that's 5 breaths or 5 minutes. When you're ready, Mindfully rising up into a comfortable seated position. And lengthening the spine, rolling the shoulders back and down. Acknowledging your efforts for showing up here today. Recognizing the tremendous courage that you demonstrated in choosing to get on your mat. On your inhalation, reach the arms skywards, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. If you'd like to join me, we will round off today's practice with the mantra Om. Inhale to prepare. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today's nourishing yoga floor. Sending you love and light. May you be well. May you experience true peace and joy.